Just walked in. He said, "Wake up and play hockey, guys." And they went, "Yes, my lord."
And then they started hauling sacks of gold out of a gold mine. We're going to keep the shiny side up.
It feels very empty in the room, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It's very quiet. Me and Gary don't have any adults around to tell us what to do and to keep us in line.
I don't even think I'm going to wait. I'm just going to crack it open.
You're doing it right now?
Just why not?
Oh, man. Let's go, buddy. This is wild. You know what? Big eight player of the week is me and you.
Dave's a killer. Yeah. Dave's a killer.
So refreshing.
So why are we here, Jay?
Great question. Should know, shouldn't I?
Oh, that's right. 'Twas the night before playoffs.
Ooh.
All through the house, not a creature was stirring. Not even that rat, Brad Marchand.
I was trying to think of a player quick, and that was really good.
Yeah. Housley?
Yes. Some people probably wouldn't even know who that was at this point. Yep. So, yeah. So it's me and Gary. We got Matt still on. We haven't heard from him since. We've lost radio contact with him. He's somewhere
I
in the States.
assume he's being held somewhere.
We assume he's been detained. And Tyson, he's somewhere doing something. He's always somewhere doing something, all at any given time, at any given moment.
That's his middle name.
Yep. So we bravely volunteered to do a playoff preview on the eve before playoffs because it's not our usual time to record, but the NHL cares not for our schedule, and it's marching on with or without us. So we figured we should just talk about it. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's some different teams in the playoffs this year, some different matchups. So, yeah, we'll just go through and talk about them for a bit. Talk about kind of what's interesting or maybe some predictions. The NHL Bracket Challenge just opened up today. Highly recommend everyone go fill out one of those. Those are fun. I was doing it. It was like Friday afternoon, and there were some of us doing it at work. And of course, the same thing happens every year. You get a handful of hockey fans, and then someone sends the email around. Sorry, this is one we were doing at work. Like someone at work was putting on, and you pay $5 and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny because the guy sitting next to me doesn't watch hockey at all, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And then he went to I think it was like flipacoin.com. And it's just a coin. You click it and it flips the coin. So I think he had Dallas was going to sweep the Wild in 4 games. He had the Kings beating the Avs in 5 games. And I said, you know what's sad about this? Usually the people like you who have no idea what they're doing tend to win these things. So that's the scary part. I sit here and I'm like, well, will this, will that, whatever. And my bracket's going to be busted immediately because that's the way it goes.
Get a dog bouncing balls into buckets and they do better.
Yeah, exactly. I forget that dog's name. He stands at the top of the stairs there, but anyways. So yeah, what do you want to do? You want to start in the East or the West?
Oh, might as well start closest to home, I suppose, in the East.
There you go. Yeah, so I don't know about you, but like to me, you know what? I'm even like, so we talked about doing a Big Eight most interesting playoff round. Now we already cracked them, but which is fine by me. But I just think it doesn't get any more interesting than the Buffalo Sabres in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Agree, disagree.
That's hard to disagree with. The most interesting, maybe, in the sense that we have nothing to go off of for what they're going to be like.
Yeah,
I mean, Boston. Doesn't matter who puts that jersey on. Boston is Boston.
I know. It just
Buffalo. Wild card. What are we going to get?
What are we going to get? So I couldn't agree more. I'm like, I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, well, they could do a ton of damage. And on the other hand, I'm like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they got swept. Like
they could sweep Boston. Boston could sweep them. Yeah. It could go to 7.
And if either happened, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
7-game series makes sense too.
Yeah. And I mean, I just like how can you argue with like that level of unknown? I think that'll be. You've got the Sabres who haven't been in since, was it 15 years? Is that what it was?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's somewhere around there. I didn't look it up. Versus the Bruins, who were sellers at the deadline, weren't supposed to make it, and then they did that thing that makes all the general managers look bad, where they're like, "Oh, you want to sell players off? Huh? Well, now we'll start playing."
Now you've done it.
Now you've done it. Now you've gone and fudged the bucket. I'm not going to explain where that's from. And they make it into wild card 1. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. It's completely uncharted territories.
So goaltending, would we lean towards Swayman?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, we've got Pekka Luukkonen versus Swayman. You got to go with the experience, right?
I would think so.
I think you got to go with the.
I've seen him do some damage in the playoffs.
I wasn't even going to make any jokes today. I wasn't going to do that. Wasn't going to do that to you.
I'll see how I can make every series about them.
Hey, man, this is 50-50. Leafs fans versus other teams' fans.
Yeah.
50-50 today. But yeah, goaltending, I think you got to give the edge to the historical data that we have. And then, I mean, they still have like McAvoy, right? Like on the back end, he's got a lot of playoff experience.
Yeah.
You've obviously got Pasternak, he's still playing at a high level. He doesn't have the cast around him that he's had in the past, but those guys could go out and do some damage. But then on Buffalo, you've got Tage Thompson. And this guy, like, he either scores like 7 goals in 5 games or he does like nothing. He just goes on these crazy tears. I just don't know what we're going to see out of him. And this could be Dahlin. Like Dahlin has a chance now to like he was supposed to have been a premier defenseman when he was drafted. I mean, maybe he has a chance to make a name for himself. I find his game's improved a lot, especially in recent years. So, I don't know. I don't know who wins.
It's the mystery box.
Mystery box. Yep. So that'll be a fun one. I don't
know how long it's going to take Buffalo to adjust to like the tight checking playoff style game. The games against Tampa, maybe they saw a little bit of it there, but
yeah, exactly.
I feel like Boston knows what to do.
Yes, exactly. And we see it year after year.
Lindy Ruff not a bad coach to have behind you if you're an experienced team. He's been part of the Sabres for like 4 decades now.
Oh, since I think before I was even understood what hockey was. He was. Oh yeah. Which is, it's good you bring that up. I mean, I think it's extremely fitting that he's the one coaching now, and they're finally getting this chance. It's pretty good.
Adds to the story.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I mean, you're a Leafs fan, but like, do you find yourself rooting for Buffalo just because like it's
a great story, and going against Boston doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. It's just like they've been no threat for so long, but I understand the history, obviously. But yeah. So yeah, I will be trying to watch game 1 of that for sure.
All right. Before we get back to being armchair GMs, we got to give a quick shout out to a true Atlantic Canadian legend.
That's right, Big 8 Beverages. If you grew up out east, you already know. And if you didn't, buddy, you missed out.
Big 8 is the official drink of minor hockey tournaments, post-game dressing rooms, and sitting in the stands, freezing while your kids forget how to skate.
Yeah, this stuff's been around longer than most rebuilds, and unlike most rebuilds, it actually works.
Big 8 is made right here in Atlantic Canada. Comes in a ridiculous amount of flavors, and somehow tastes even better when you're watching a 7-2 blowout.
It's the perfect drink for road trips, game nights, or when your team gives up 3 goals in 5 minutes and you just need something to help you calm down.
No fancy nonsense, no analytics, just a solid, dependable beverage. Basically the shutdown defenseman of soft drinks.
So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a Big 8. Support local, drink cold, and argue about hockey like an adult.
Big 8 Beverages, proudly Atlantic Canadian, and proudly riding shotgun for the Bush League Hockey Podcast.
Now let's do that hockey. So in that same division, you've got the next series, the Lightning versus the Canadiens. This one, I think Montreal, whoever they played, I always probably would have said they had upset potential. They're a very good team, but they're a young team. You know, they got a taste of the tight, like what you just described. They got that lesson from Washington last year.
Yep.
How much have they, learned from that? But like, the test is even harder because if Tampa Bay has that form, I mean, and they haven't changed that much really at all in the last several years, even since they were like a Stanley Cup team. I mean, they are one of the toughest teams to play against when it comes playoff time. They are so stingy defensively. They don't give up anything. They kind of they have a way of like, choking everything you're trying to do. And the high flying kids in Montreal, like, how do they handle that, right? Like, are they able to maintain the offense through the tighter stuff, right? So I think there's upset potential there, but I have the Lightning taking that one.
Yep. They're sneaky dirty too, and Montreal is going to have to learn not to retaliate to that, which is going to be very difficult in the home games with all that crowd energy behind you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's going to work for them or against them, because I have a feeling Tampa knows how to take that and push it back on you and put the pressure on you as the home team.
I remember in 22 when they were in the final against the Avs, and you'd listen to those guys in interviews, and it was just scary how cool they were in the other team's building. Like, I remember Stamkos being like, because they were in their second, they were doing the thing Florida did, right? They went to the final, lost, then they won the next year. Then they were trying to go back for a third time. And Stamkos was just like, yeah, pressure's on them. They're at home. They got their fans behind them. They've never been here before, so we just got to go out and play our game. It was like talking to an assassin. You're just like, please be nervous, please. So yeah, they have that kind of swagger to them. And Vasilevsky's he's the most similar to what we like prime Carey Price in that when he gets on his game, it is terrifying. It just seems like you'll never score a goal ever again on him.
Yep.
So yeah.
I'm with you. The upset potential is there for Montreal, but there's going to have to be a lot that goes right for them to pull that off.
Yeah, I think that will depend a lot on if for whatever reason that Tampa Bay cannot get to their A game.
And at some point in the series, Dobish is going to have to steal a game or two. Yes,
absolutely. I mean, yeah, if you're talking about goaltending again, I mean, you're going to give it to Tampa Bay and Vasilevsky every time until he gives you many reasons not to, and he hasn't done that yet. So yeah, it's I had Tampa Bay. I think.
Man, we're pretty much in agreement on everying so far.
Yeah, I know.
This horrible podcasting.
I know. I've been waiting. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We're quarter of the way through.
My heart wants the Habs to win. Cole Caulfield got robbed of the Rocket Richard.
McKinnon got that gap up with another empty netter.
He deserved that trophy, no doubt about it. But it's just the way the game goes. Eh?
Now he's trying to get me fired up. Yeah. And I saw the last game of the season was last night, and the Oilers. Who were they playing? Was it Nashville? Who did they play? No, No, they played last night in the final game. Anyways, when I checked the score, it was like 6-1 Oilers, because this is the crazy thing. I guess we hadn't really had a chance to follow this. There was a chance that if they lost, LA won and Utah won, they would have played the Avs in the first round.
Yes.
It was that close. And all the memes today, after looking at the score, was like McDavid was like, we were not playing Colorado in the first round. He had like a 4-point night on the last game of the season. It was like, no. Yeah, I had a good laugh about that. But I saw the 6 goals and I was like, because it's the Oilers, I'm like, what if McDavid got all 6 and he wins the Maurice Richard? Because he had like 48 going into that. So anyway, sidetrack. But yeah. So, well, let's see. We got lots of chance to disagree here. I don't know about this one. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say on this one, but we've got Carolina and Ottawa. This is another interesting one to me. I think if you look on paper, your gut feeling is to say Carolina, just because it is written that Carolina advances to the Eastern Conference Final, where their game completely falls apart and they lose badly. That's just what has to happen. It happens every year.
Yes.
But
that is the deal that Rod Brindamore made to sell his soul.
It is. It really seems like that. It's something like that. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have Carolina as a favorite. Of course you are. Everyone's going to say that. I think there's more upset potential in this series, I think, than even like the Montreal Tampa one, because I think the goaltending, if it just comes down to that, if Ottawa can get a save, they have been consistently one of the best teams. When you look at all of their numbers, they have been one of the best teams of the season, and they just went through a long stretch where they could not get a save. So they look like, they had a lot of goals scored against, but they were right up with some of the top teams in expected goals for, expected goals against. And they were very consistent with that all year. So if they can get a save, I think there is some chance that, they might catch Carolina sleeping a little bit out of the gate. And I think there's a chance there that there could be an upset, probably more than the previous one. But I would still give the edge to Carolina, as I'm sure probably most people would.
I'm just trying to look to see what the injury status is of the players on Ottawa, because I feel like they were just falling like flies there for a little while.
For a while they were. I'm always like, I'm not sure. Yeah, because they had to sign Reimer.
Yeah.
because they didn't have goalies.
Wasn't Shabbat supposed to be out for like 2 or 3 times as long as he stayed out for?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think he's 100% healthy.
He rested the last game against the Leafs.
Yes. I'm just trying to look up too to see. I just find sometimes it's hard to tell end of season, right? Because they're just resting, especially once you're clinched. It's really tough to know. I'm just looking to see if I can see anything about them.
The style the Senators play will be interesting against Carolina, I think.
Yes.
They're the type of team that annoys Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so
they shut them down and push them back. And
yes, they're very aggressive. They don't give you much room. They generate a ton of offense. They just like, yeah, they're a force. Like on the forecheck, they're hard to play against that way. Now, that is kind of like, that's a bit of Carolina's style too, right? And Carolina is all about shot volume. They've never had the superstar sniper. Well, they did last year for a few games, but and then he went to Dallas. But yeah, they always lead the league in shot attempts by like a lot because they shoot from everywhere.
Everywhere, all the time.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And in the regular season, I think that works out quite well for them. And I think this kind of ties into why we always see them get deeper in the playoffs, and it disappears the same way every time. It's like once the other team starts playing really tight defense and everybody's blocking shots and everybody's getting in lanes and everyone's selling out because you're a round or 2 away from the Stanley Cup final, I find their offense evaporates. Like they just they're not built to have all their shots blocked. So, yeah.
And who question for this series, who will be starting in goal for Carolina, do you think? They got the 3-headed monster in goal.
So all season long, I've been like, wait, who do they have starting tonight? Wait, what? Oh, is it him? Is it yeah. Because like Kochetkov was injured at one point, wasn't he?
Yep. Bussy. I would start Bussy if I was them.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the experience with Anderson, but I think I would keep that as my fallback and start with Bussy.
I think you do that. I think they kind of need to depend on him going on a bit of a hot streak to start. And then hopefully it sustains them for a bit before, he seems like the type of goalie that he can play really well and potentially, be the thing that stops the Senators. But he's kind of got that new guy thing where like all of a sudden Ottawa could just put it like we could be game 3 and then they win 7-1. That's what I feel like with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like of the 3 series we've talked about so far, it's got like the most, I think, like questionable goaltending. Like I don't really know who's going to be the guy. I have a bit of a prediction. I think you're going to see this playoffs in particular. Like the theory's always been like you got to pick your starter and then you got to go with them, and it's been that way forever.
I think that's what Ottawa's going to do.
Yeah. Yes. But it's like if you've got no one standing out really much more than the other, I think some teams are going to do like same rotation as regular season, just the 1A, 1B. Keep flipping them. I think you're going to see more of that. But yeah.
That's what the goalies are used to now. So if you just want to keep them in their normal rhythm, that's the way to go.
I agree. And like I'm talking about this as an Avs fan with Blackwood and Wedgwood. And like they've been swapping all season long and doing just fine. I'm like, well, it's because it's playoffs. I think you should keep the routine the same.
Just grab another stick from the lumberyard.
Yeah. That's right. From the composite yard. So yeah, who are we saying here? I still give the edge to Carolina, but do you think this is the upset or what?
Oh, I want it to be an upset.
Me too.
I want it to be an upset, but Carolina, I can't go against them in the first round.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ottawa, last year, Ottawa looked like they were not quite there yet in the first round of the playoffs against the Leafs.
Yes.
I expect them to be a lot better this year. I expect them to be more intense, less nervous.
Yeah, like you look at Brady Tkachuk. I mean, I feel like he should be a bigger presence than sometimes he seems to be.
Yep.
For as much bravado as he shows for playing for Team USA, if he had a fraction of that, like passion for leading his team, I think it would go a long way. Like I'm always like, this guy should be a guy you want to follow into a playoff fight, right? Like,
yep, that's what he seems like.
Yeah,
it's there sometimes, but last year in the playoff round, I didn't see much of it.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. So it's not like he's not young anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not like a kid forever. Like he's been in some pretty big games, and anyways. So, yeah. Agreement
flip.
again.
I'm gonna flip. No, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna say Ottawa. I'm gonna go for the upset.
There we go. Now we're fighting.
There. I've drawn the line.
I mean, as a I don't have any horse in this race. I mean, I would personally like it if the Canadian teams advanced, like if the Habs advanced and the Senators advanced, and we're talking about it.
Maybe
in Canada.
I should go back and change that pick too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so the last one in the East, this one I'm curious about. This is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. And the OG, well, not OG, but the core of Pittsburgh that was around for some of those heated battles is still there in Pittsburgh. But it's not quite the same vibe anymore in Philadelphia. Like Claude Giroux and...
I was going to say, I wonder if we could like put a wrinkle in the rules there to extend the trade deadline. Just so we can get Claude Giroux into a Flyers jersey.
Yeah.
Send somebody else over to the Sens.
Yeah.
Just for this round.
Just for this round. Yep. Totally agree.
I've heard a lot of people talking about the old series and kind of expecting the Battle of Pennsylvania like it was, but then I look at the rosters and I'm like, who's leading the charge of this battle?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Crosby's still there, Malkin's still there, Lanteigne is still there. But like, what about the rest of them? You know, it's just a bunch of kids and people who weren't around.
I can see some after whistle, why I oughta.
Yeah, exactly. Because they'll feel like we should be angry at each other because we're supposed to be. So I want to say that that's going to be this heated series. And I mean, maybe it does in its own new way. Maybe something happens and they
could be the thing that starts off a whole new rivalry.
A whole new generation. But yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I think I have Pittsburgh. I have them advancing, I think, in this round. Just because I think they've shown that, like in the past, since they've won the back-to-back cups, like they've shown flashes of the old school Penguins, but it's never been sustained for that long. But whatever they're doing this year with the new coach, and they've bought into the, Dan Muse there and the way they play, it's different than the Mike Sullivan era. And I think the coaching change they've kind of bought in. I would say, just venturing a guess, that a lot of that probably has to do with Crosby. And when he tells the team we're going to buy into this, they probably all go, okay. You know what I mean? Like that's the advantage of his
master.
leadership. Yeah.
As you wish. I will go chop some lumber.
I come to serve. Whenever he clicks on them. My lord. All right. Yeah. I'm sure everyone gets Warcraft 2 references.
Very, very timely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I mean, Philadelphia strikes me like they kind of made it into they clinched. They were I think they were the last team to clinch in the East. They kind of made it in. More, I think, because some of the other teams in the East all decided to fall off the edge of the earth at the same time. The Islanders, the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets. They all just sort of decided, no, we're good. We don't want to be in the playoffs. So, yeah.
I just tapped out. So, goaltending, do you go with the goalie who's been to the finals the last 2 years, who might not even play this round, or Dan Vladar?
I want to go with Dan Vladar just because, like, his name.
Don Vader.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He has been incredible these last few weeks.
It's crazy. Like, so he's one of those guys that, like, I'm always like, oh yeah, he's not in Calgary. Because I'd always see him with the Flames and kept forgetting he was with the Flyers this year. But yeah, like this year, 906 save percentage, which I feel like if you get above 900 is really good these days.
Yep.
He's played a ton of time. According to that, I'm looking at NHL.com. It's a career high by like a lot. He's in time on ice. And he's posted, it is the lowest goals against average of his career. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is Dan Vladar era. Maybe this is it. So you got that versus Tristan Jarry, who's
no.
Sorry, Jeepers.
Stu.
Sorry, Stu. Yes. Old habits die hard. Yes, been to the finals 2 years in a row. A lot of experience. I haven't seen enough of Pittsburgh to know how much he's been a part of their success.
Every
know what I mean?
Every game I've seen, he hasn't been playing.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's Stu Skinner. I mean, there's not many goalies that I can remember where we've talked about took his team to the Stanley Cup final back to back, and you're still like, not sure what you're going to get. You know?
Yep.
Like, I think when you play behind an offense that's as powerful as that, it's really hard to judge like what, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
So
the other interesting thing about Philadelphia is Rasmus Ristolainen. 800 plus games now. This will be his first playoff game.
First playoff game. Because he came from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
And he's playing on the same team as Porter Martone, who's had a handful of games now.
Yep.
And is jumping right in.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, he did come from Buffalo. It's been a few seasons now, but the Flyers also haven't been good in that time either. So, yeah.
It's well deserved, Rasmus.
Yeah, good for you, buddy. But yeah, I have Pittsburgh winning this one. I think they're gonna.
Pittsburgh is the team I want to cheer for. Philadelphia, I feel, is coming in pretty hot the way they finished the season.
Yep.
But
yep.
My kids are Pittsburgh fans, and I think that's who we're cheering for this playoffs. So I gotta go Pittsburgh.
Okay.
My kids don't really pick one team; they pick about 5 teams.
As kids do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, is it because of Crosby or is it like just in general?
It was the Crosby thing originally,
okay.
I think.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I think Philadelphia is gonna find out the Pittsburgh dad strength of like Crosby, Malkin, Lanteigne. I think they're just gonna get like
Carlson.
Yeah. Not to be forgotten. Jeepers. I guess I keep having the old core in my head. That's why I keep calling those names. But
yeah.
So
I want Pittsburgh to do well this year. I think they have it there. They have it in them.
Yeah. I mean, like if you look at, like, they've sustained really long stretches of like good hockey, and then you still have Sidney Crosby, which I don't care how old he is. Like, I just think if he's involved in playoff hockey, like, it's a huge boost.
Yeah.
And and who knows, this might be the last time we see him on a playoff run. Like, who knows, right? Like you don't know. So, like, yeah, I'm rooting for him to go as deep as he can go for sure.
Till he faces McKinnon.
Can you imagine?
Then he can go shove off, eh?
And I always hated him, always did. He's the reason they couldn't beat the States. Even though he didn't play. Well, speaking of McKinnon, I'm just looking at the playoff bracket for the West. Let's head west. Okay, so if you pick LA, I am legit going to be mad. Because you shouldn't, and you know you shouldn't.
If LA was playing Edmonton, maybe, but
they've got to be. Huh?
You can just talk about how great Colorado is for this one, because I don't think we have to talk too much about the series.
No, I didn't have much to say. I mean, there's not that much to talk about. Like, there's not much to break down. It should be like a slam dunk.
4 or
LA
5
is
games.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like LA, I could see them stealing 2. Honestly, I could see like a low scoring overtime game because they've been
That's what they
very
do.
stingy team, as you know, for years, So, but I see them saying, yay, it's not Edmonton. But then like after game 1, they're like, well, it still sucks. So yeah, I don't think very many people are putting a ton of thought into that. Yeah. So I hope, right? I hope I'm not really sad in a couple weeks. So the next one in the Central.
You're wearing the Avs hat, and we spend about 10 seconds on that.
I know, right? But I'm trying to be reasonable. I mean, what do you want to hear about? You want me to wax poetic about how great they are?
I guess I'm used to listening to Leaf stuff. It's like
Fair
could be a
enough.
horrible series that has to do with the Leafs, and you just spend 45 minutes on that one, and then
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and we like, it's just, we talked about at the trade deadline what they got. We've talked about them down the middle. Everyone knows who they have for players. I mean, the only thing with like the Kings is I don't know how much they're going to rally around. Like, these are Kopitar's final games.
yeah,
No matter what happens, right? And players can really rally around guys, especially veteran players. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I really don't have much more to add. Don't have much to say. I think we talked about it already. I think they're going to go with a 1A, 1B. I think Wedgwood's going to start. And I still think it's probably going to be Blackwood in game 2. Like, I think that's what they're going to do. So, yeah, moving right along. We've got I guess you could say, the Titanic, the Juggernaut series, which the Central was always going to have one series like this. I'm just thankful it's not me, at least for this round. Dallas, Minnesota. Holy cow.
I saw Bill Guerin is already complaining about the playoff format.
Did you? Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. It makes sense, right? Anytime you have to play anytime you don't win your division, this is what you end up with.
Yeah.
So
be top 5 in the league, and
yeah, exactly. So everything I saw, like, I mean, we know the personnel they both have. Everything I'm seeing, I think everyone is supposed to be good to go for game 1. I think Heiskanen's supposed to be good. I think Hughes was a question mark, but I believe he's going to be good to go. So I think both teams are going to have their full roster, which, I mean, and then we just get to watch them destroy each other. Yeah, I mean, Quinn Hughes versus Heiskanen, Kaprizov versus Rantanen, Ottinger versus, I guess it's Gustafsson now. It was Wallstedt for a while, but now it's Gustafsson. Elite players at all positions. It's another series. I really don't know who to pick. Who's going to win this? I don't know. I do think it's probably going to go 7 games.
I hope so. This is one of the series that owes us 7 games.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no point in having this playoff format if this series
if
doesn't
they don't
go
do 7 games. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed. And I mean, personally, I hope they go 7 games, and I hope they all go to overtime.
Each other. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's very hard hitting. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. I think for my bracket purposes, I picked Dallas to win just because it would make my life more stressful having to play the Stars again. So I'm assuming they're going to win. That being said, I won't be shocked with either of them.
You have to play Rantanen every year now. For infinity.
Forever. Like until those guys retire. It's great. Fantastic.
I too picked Dallas. However, my youngest son is a Wild fan. So there might be some Minnesota cheering going on in this house.
Wow. Okay. How'd that happen? Do you know?
We were playing a How Well Do You Know Each Other game once. And I was wearing a Maple Leaf sweatshirt. And the question was, who's my youngest son's favorite team? It was like, what does he like type questions. So I'm like, do I have to write it down or can I just like, I'm wearing the sweater. And then they reveal the answers and he's like, Minnesota Wild. And I immediately went, Nasher.
Yep.
He watched Nasher YouTube videos constantly, and that year he was going on and on about Kaprizov. He's not really a wild guy; he's more a Blue Jackets guy. He's playing NHL 24 or whatever that year.
Right,
using Kaprizov a lot.
That explains it. Anytime my kid says anything that I haven't told them about, I'm like, it's a YouTuber that is into it or whatever. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Wow, look at Bill Guerin. He's getting the young generation into the Wild. Look at him go.
For the Wild to win this series, though, they're going to have to do it the same way that Team USA did it against Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a lot of fast skating, opportunistic.
Yes. Yeah, so which I think, like, I've seen both these teams a lot. Dallas can be like that, too. They will defend, and all of a sudden they'll have 5 guys flying up the ice and they can score on the rush. Now, this year I find they've been less like that. They have really been more about low cycle and they crash the net and they just overwhelm you in front of the net and they bang pucks in and they'll get cross ice stuff at short range with the goalie way out of position. And they are elite at that. They have big players to do that. But yeah, they're all about cycling it down low and getting those like high danger chances close to the net. And it allows them, because they play like that and they're good at it, I think that's why they can defend for long periods of time. And then you make a mistake and they go the other way and it's in, To your point, Minnesota is more like the flow, like faster. They're skating around in the zone all over the place. Like it kind of matches like Kaprizov's game, right? Teams tend to complement the way that their best players play. That's the way Kaprizov plays. And not just him, but Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
Who will skate everywhere, all over the ice and have the puck for like a minute at a time and try to break coverage down and all that stuff. Like, I mean, if Minnesota can put Dallas in a blender that way, that's a weapon that they have, And then the goaltending's good.
If you're Minnesota, you got to realize like Quinn Hughes didn't sign an extension when he came here. So you don't know what the future holds or how many chances you're going to have a team like this.
That's right.
So if you're on the team, you got to go all in all the way.
All in, yep.
Last year, when the playoffs, I thought like it was kind of for somebody who doesn't watch them very often, it was kind of a breakout thing to see like Kaprizov and Boldy and these guys last year looked like really top notch.
Oh, yeah.
And with everything they did this year, I would expect them to be that much better again.
And they are. Like Boldy had a breakout. Like he's top 5 in goals. Like he's really taken off.
Yeah. So I expect them to compete every inch of the way against Dallas.
Yeah. And they picked up like heart and soul guys, right? Like they've got not Nick Foligno, Marcus Foligno. I think they have Marcus Foligno. Ryan Hartman has been there forever. And a lot of people probably don't know him, but he is he's Corey Perry.
Yeah.
Like he is incredibly frustrating. He's really good at driving other players crazy.
And who was it they got from Nashville there? McCarron?
Oh yeah, Mike McCarron. He's like 6'7" or something. He's huge. And he went on a bit of a scoring tear when he got there. They added like really good depth pieces. And they got some other good depth players as well. And then I see, now you talk about the Wild, you talk about Quinn Hughes. I have always been a big fan of Jared Spurgeon. He is kind of like the Jacob Slavin of the West.
He's been there forever.
When you think Wild, you think Spurgeon. That's just the way. That's the way it is. And he's so good at defending elite players. That's the thing about him. Like, there's like, you can watch clips of him defending McDavid on a rush or McKinnon on a rush, and he's really good at it. Very, very underrated. So anyway, it's all positives. Everything's positive on both teams. So like I say, I hope they have fun and have lots of overtimes, and it goes for a long time. Can't wait. So I think we both picked Dallas, I guess.
Yeah.
Advance. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just looking around here right now to see if I can quickly grab a pillow.
This is why we pay you the big money, Gary. What a segue. What a segue to the Pacific Division. So this next series, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. Although technically, if you made the pillow reference, should we talk about...
It's the whole division.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We'll just toss Utah in with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is an interesting one. This is the Golden Knights versus the Utah Mammoth.
Vegas won that division.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I just look at this division and I'm just like, It's 4 teams that all seem the same. Technically, like, that's the funny thing. So Vegas wins this division. I would argue that the second best team in the division, in terms of not maybe what they should be, but in terms of what they are this season, is the Mammoth. I mean, I know probably some people wouldn't agree with that, but like the Mammoth are very hard to play against. They would have been, if they were in the Pacific, they would have led it for large stretches of the season. Like, they had more points than Pacific Division teams, but because they're in the Central, they've been in wild card 1 forever. So I don't think it's that great that Vegas won that division. I don't think there was a huge advantage to it. So
no.
Utah is incredibly pesky to play against. And I forget, it's Andre Tournier, I think, is the coach, right? I think that's the guy. But he's the guy that coached the Canadian World Junior team one year. Very hard team to play against. I know this is the Golden Knights. I know that John Tortorella is there now, and they have he's kind of gotten them back in the little bit that I've seen. They are kind of playing more like the Stanley Cup Golden Knights, like the really hard to play against, heavy team, just wear you down with their size and their pressure. And even like off the rush, they were a very dangerous team in the past. I find he's kind of gotten them back to their identity a little bit. And if I'm being honest, I think it was probably the furthest we've seen them stray from that when Cassidy was coaching. It was kind of like, well, what is Vegas now? You know, like, what are they really? And I find Tortorella's at least got them back to that kind of, they're playing like they're trying to be their previous identity.
Just walked in, he said, "Wake up and play hockey, guys." And they went, "Yes, my lord."
And then they started hauling sacks of gold out of a gold mine.
They became the orcs that they truly were.
We're being attacked. Oh, man. So, yeah.
I don't know a ton about Utah. I've seen a couple of games, but I don't know a ton about them.
So it's surprising. I mean, they have so Dylan Guenther. I'm going to check to see. I just need to see because he finished higher in scoring probably than everyone thinks he did.
Yeah.
You know, he was a Canadian junior player. And he kind of had a bit of a breakout. He had a bit of a breakout year this year. Trying to find him here. But yeah, Dylan Guenther's there. Clayton Keller, was with the Coyotes for a long time. Like people, I think he's another one of these guys. You're like, oh, young Clayton Keller. He's not that young anymore. He's kind of the captain of the team now. Yeah, and goaltending wise, like Karel Vejmelka is the number one there. He's a name probably a lot of people don't know, but very good goaltender. Like he kind of to me is like the new Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper started Minnesota. He's always been a good goalie that somehow just kind of got passed around. Even Colorado won a Stanley Cup with him, and then they're like, we don't want you to resign. I don't know. So, yeah, I think he's underrated. I think there's like steal the game potential. I say that because Colorado forever in the last 10 years has had a historically hard time against the Coyotes and now the Mammoth in the regular season. Like they always have a hard time. They're very hard to play against. Other than that, they had that series before they won the Stanley Cup where they destroyed them in the playoffs. But like in terms of the regular season, here's what I was trying to get to. Dylan Guenther, 15th in scoring. He had a 40-goal season. 73 points, right? In 79 games. So yeah, he's a guy, right, that I think people probably aren't talking about, but like he's kind of on that Matt Boldy type of trajectory. Then you've got Nick Schmaltz, 30-goal scorer. Nick Schmaltz was a name that was big at the trade deadline, like for a couple of years. But he ended up signing a deal there. I don't know. The thing Utah is building, I think, is pretty cool. I think now that they've made the switch, they've got some of those ex-Coyotes players who have said, "Oh no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to work on this," and they're, they're building something good there.
Their prospect pool as well is quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know.
The thing they really got going for them is was it the Zamoth or the Mamboni?
The Salt Lake City Olympic game Zamboni that they turned into the mascot.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about that. Yeah. So
why you wouldn't wait to debut that at the playoffs, I'm not sure, but
I know. Yeah, like
odd timing, but
yeah, I know. It's like,
but cool.
Do that game one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, I like the Mammoth a lot.
All that said, I'm sticking with Vegas. Tortorella thing, I can't go against this. It's seems like it's real.
Yeah. I have no problem with that.
Suddenly they have goaltending, it seems, too. I don't know.
Yeah,
how that happened.
So I was on the flip side to that. I was going to have Utah as the upset here, just because I think, just from what I've seen from the goaltending, I don't know if coaching. Yeah, I think Vejmelka can steal a series. I really do. I think he's got that in him. And I think the team is really hard to play against. But if the Knights do the Knight thing that we all know they can do, I mean, that'll be a lot harder. And Tortorella, like you said, is the guy. He is the guy who can get that out of a team.
There will be some shots blocked.
Yep. If not, he will destroy you. He will kill you on the bench. So anyway, my pick, I was actually going to go with Utah as a bit of an upset for that. Yeah, I think it's possible. But so yeah. And last but certainly not least, we have the annual Stanley Cup finalist, Edmonton Oilers versus the upstart Joel Quenneville coached, which I feel like people just don't talk about him. Like even in Jack Adams, have you heard anyone talk about Joel Quenneville?
No.
Right?
Not once.
I think people are scared too. I think because of it, it's still I think that's why. Just because like we're all just like, well, if we ignore him, it's like, it's okay.
It's almost like he's not really here.
He's not even here. We don't even have to think it's a controversy if he doesn't exist. Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't think anyone would be brave enough to vote for him for that. But if you're talking about the definition of the award, he has every reason to be in the conversation. I mean, like turn these guys right around. They've been on a bit of a skid in the last little bit going into the playoffs. But like Anaheim, man, they got some like dangerous players. So I'm just trying to bring up the roster.
Leo Carlson.
There you go. Where did Cutter Gauthier end this season in goals? Let me see here.
Not to mention their goaltending. Dostal is
yes, stud.
Yeah.
I think he's again. It's just it's Anaheim. You don't really hear about it, but yeah, and he's been there for a few seasons, grinding away. Like he's had some rough seasons, but now, like I think what Quenneville's done is make them a predictable team in front of him, and he's able to use his skills to be he's become a good goalie, like in the league at this point. Cutter Gauthier, 12th in goals with 41. So he was Anaheim's leading scorer. All that drama with him and the
Flyers
Zegras thing. And yeah.
Hey, they both made it to the playoffs. I guess everything's fine now.
Everybody wins. It's funny, That was such a big deal. And like, well, now they're both in anyway. So,
I mean, he scored 41 goals, and we didn't even mention Drysdale's name when we were talking about the Flyers. But
true. Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, good point. So, yeah, I was curious to see where. So Leo Carlson had ended with 29 goals, 67 points. As I mean, he's still a rookie, right? So that's pretty impressive numbers. They've got everyone's favorite defenseman, Radko Gudas, who He can have an impact on the game.
That he can.
He can. So, yeah, in terms of we haven't even talked about the Oilers yet. That's the funny part. We're just so interested in like this Anaheim team. I was about to say in terms
we'll
of
get
offense,
to the Oilers.
yeah. I just wanted to mention those Anaheim guys because it's fun that they have, guys that can do that. I think it's a lot of X factor type of thing. We don't really know what we're going to get. I don't think the offense is going to hold up to Edmonton, even if Draisaitl comes back and he does the thing that he does every couple of years where he plays on one leg.
Yeah.
Because that's his thing that he does.
Hyman's back now.
Hyman's back. So, yeah. And McDavid is going to do his thing, and he'll have 12 points in 6 games or 5 games or whatever. So,
some Boosh bombs.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I just... It's goaltending where, like Ingram's the guy, right?
I saw Calvin Pickard was recalled on an emergency basis today.
Oh boy. Really? Oof, wonder what that means.
They might be getting ready for something. But
right. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so barring that, let's say, what was Ingram the guy?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
If Jerry sees a playoff games, it's not a good sign for the Oilers.
And so this was going to be my point. I think the Oilers got them beat offensively, even defensively. This is going to be how much can Dostal steal each game to keep the score 5-4 or whatever, right? That's where I think this is probably headed. This is not going to be the LA series. Yeah.
The Oilers obviously been to the finals 2 years in a row. They're a very well-oiled machine, well-proven machine.
Yeah.
But I'm curious the headspace that they're in going into the playoffs this year. If it's
couldn't agree more.
That much different, that if things start to go sideways early in the series, I think they have enough experience that they'll be able to straighten it out. It's not going to be not the first time that would have happened to them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're walking on eggshells a little more this year than they have in other years. And
I know you follow them, and I know but I totally agree with that. I feel like the previous 2 seasons, McDavid was on a mission. I ain't going to win the Stanley Cup this year. And it was Edmonton was, we always have been talking about goaltending. We've been talking about it forever, but it was almost like it didn't matter anyway. Cause it's we can beat anybody with on the ice. Right. I totally agree. I think, I don't know, and it's just so funny. We talk about McDavid like this. I mean, he just won the Art Ross by 8 points. He almost had a 140-point season, and he's still going to put up a ton of points. But it's his demeanor seems to be the vibe of the team, and I almost get a sense from him I've lost in the Stanley Cup Finals twice. Then I got the silver medal as the captain of Team Canada. I'm just getting a little tired. I'm not questioning his motivation, his worth. I think all of that, but the attitude, I feel with him and it sets the tone for the team. And like you said, they have the experience. They've been there. There's no situation now that they're not going to have been in before. and that will get you out of jams for sure. I haven't seen the killer instinct that I have in previous seasons.
Yep.
So
I would echo the same thing for Draisaitl as well. It hasn't been around as much lately, but for a while, every time he opened his mouth, it was not positive.
exactly. Like, we've been questioning coaching more than we ever have. Right? Like, after it's already been a coaching carousel in the past anyway. So, I mean, I would also not be surprised if just on raw ability alone, they make it to the Western Conference Final. It wouldn't surprise me. But as far as like that getting over the hump, which it doesn't get much harder than getting over the hump than what they had to do in the previous 2 seasons, I don't see that same, like, I don't know, drive. It's almost like we need a reset here or something. But
now if they get a couple of games into this round and the goaltending is holding up and not letting them down and things are going well, I can see the momentum building, the confidence building very, very quickly.
Yes. Yes.
Everything is there. It just, the fire isn't lit.
Yeah. I was interested to hear you say that because I've noticed a bit of the same. Even just the whole pillow fight division.
Yeah.
Like he was lumping himself in with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, that's your team and their team. He's just like, yeah, we all just seem to not, you know what I mean? None of us care. Like, yeah. So
you have to assume they've been here before. Once the playoffs hit, that mentality goes away and the killer instinct shows up. But usually we've seen that months before this, the last couple of years.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like you said, that the stars could align there and they could fire right up and way they go. But yeah, I think all that being said, I think we have it. I think we have Edmonton winning this round. All that said.
Definitely.
So I think we've agreed on all but 2 of them, possibly.
Seems that way. Yep.
Yeah.
Vegas, Utah, and
I think we had
East
Ottawa,
Carolina. I switched over
Carolina.
to Ottawa. Yeah.
There you go. One of us we've each picked a bit of an underdog. Maybe that's why we have 4 people
Boston,
on a podcast.
Buffalo, we never actually picked one because it's just a mystery box.
Yeah, it was true. We didn't. We didn't. I still don't know.
The first round will be over and I'll still be scratching my head saying, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So just because we should pick one, I'm going to say Buffalo, and it's only because I hope it's Buffalo.
I refuse to pick Boston, so Buffalo.
There you go. I do believe you did say that, actually. I think you said that, so yeah. We are over our hour time here, oddly enough, which is 2 of us, but I could not let this go by. Did you see the comments from Matthews at the clean out or whatever?
I sure did.
So because we can't let this, even though this is 50-50, we still have to make this about the Leafs here at some point. What is your thoughts on I can't predict the future? How do you feel about that?
I mean, as a statement, it's 100% factual.
All right, that's all the time we have. We'll see you next time.
I can see what he was going for there. It was he could have chose some better words to say it.
Like
it was,
yeah.
You don't know who the coach is going to be. You don't know who the GM is going to be. You don't know what direction the team's going in. Obviously, you can't say much about the future, but I believe the question was kind of lumping his future with the team into the question, and
yes,
that's the part that everybody's picking up on.
Yeah, it's the Maple Leafs
It's-
captain was asked what will happen when his current contract expires after 27-28, and then he made. So, yeah, honestly, like I'll defend him a little bit here because, like, what the heck else can he answer to that? For all of the reasons you just said, don't know the coach, don't know the GM, and my contract expires fairly soon. How do I know? I don't know.
I mean, you could
Like,
go
yes.
a little more direct in the apparently Nylander when the management asked him or whatever. He's like, yeah, I don't want to stay around for a rebuild.
Maybe a retool, but not a rebuild.
Yeah,
No,
if you're rebuilding, I'm out of here. But
yeah. I just didn't think there was a ton to read into it. I just was like, I don't think
he
there's a whole lot of
trying to be controversial at all or
No.
anything. It was very
no.
stereotypical answers and
Like you said it. He was just being factual about what it will be.
yep.
I mean, he has gone on the record so many times.
He started it off by saying what an honor it is to be the captain in Toronto.
Yes.
I love it here.
Exactly. And he has said that every single time. So if you question his motives, it means you just think that he's always lying. Because he's never not said that.
Or you're that person in the relationship that's just constantly like, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me?
Do you think that is like the whole Leafs fan base? Like, tell us you love us. Tell us you love it here, please. Oh, dear. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, but at the same time, not interesting because, like, I just thought what he said was really not a stick handle of a tough question. It was just like, this was kind of easy for him to answer because he's like, I don't know who I'm going to be talking to. I don't know who's going to be here. I don't know what their plan's going to be. Maybe we're rebuilding.
I don't know
Maybe
if they're
we're
gonna,
not.
I don't know if they're going to offer me a contract.
Yeah,
Do they want me here?
Yeah, why don't you ask them if they want me here? I want that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, that's. Anyway, yeah, I think we did it. I think we put some good predictions out there, and I don't know. We'll see if the boys are around. We'll try to do this again after a couple games are played, and yeah, we don't even need them anyway. We'll just do this, Gary, me and you.
Yeah, let's go. I didn't think it went that bad.
I didn't think so.
That's pretty good, eh?
Now, the funny part is I'm going to edit this and then I can't upload it. Tyson does all that. So, like, we kind of need him a lot. Yes. Anyways, yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in,
we promised
folks.
him a nice short one to edit as well. And it's probably the longest one we've done in a
The
while.
longest one of the year. This is your fault. You weren't here to tell us to wrap it up. It's your fault. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll do the duties of saying thanks for listening. Thanks to Big 8, as always, the sponsor, and keep your stick on the ice.